Took you long enough.
Hello.
Hi there, ma'am. Ron calling from American Air. How you doing?
I'm doing great, thank you.
Good. Reason for the call. I understand you had reached out to us with a complaint.
Yes.
What happened?
Okay, so I had a flight scheduled last night from Miami to LaGuardia, and as soon as I got to, I needed to get my seat assigned, so I went up to the gate agent, and they were boarding my flight, and she told me, she was like, "We are overbooked for this flight. Would you are you okay with volunteering to go? Like, there's another flight leaving right now, like that you can make, and it's going to JFK." So I was like, "That's fine with me." But it was literally across the airport. I was like, you need me to transport, like I need to get transport to the other side of the airport. And she was like, "No, if you leave now, you'll be fine. I'm going to tell them to hold the flight for you. Like, you will be fine, I promise." I was like, okay. So then she takes my boarding pass. She does not give me a voucher for the flight. I'm like, "Do I need a voucher?" She's like, "No, you just need to go to the gate now." And I know that she's literally saying to my face that she's overbooked, they're overbooked, this is definitely like an American Airlines problem. I go to the other gate. There's no one there. The flight has already departed. There's other people also that are in my position who were told that if they volunteered, they could get on this flight. I then get moved to a different flight that's leaving at basically 5 minutes later from JFK. I asked the man who's the manager at this flight. I'm like, "Excuse me, I booked this through a partner airline. I booked this through JetBlue. I want to make sure that I get my voucher since I volunteered to give up my seat." He's like, "Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. I'm going to get it emailed to you." He puts me on the flight. That's fine. I'm glad to be on this flight. But at this point, I've been rushed around. I felt that I was deceived by the first gate agent. She, just very much, I felt very pressured. Like I wasn't going to be able to get on the first flight. And she didn't give me any information. She just takes my boarding pass. I don't have a boarding pass. I don't have anything. I get on the flight. I get back to, no one tells me that I can only get my voucher from an airport, at the airport. I need to and then I never get a confirmation email. And then I get a voicemail from the original gate agent. And she tells me that they don't have my email on file, that I do have the voucher, but I need to talk to customer service in order to get it. Or I need to, just try and get in contact. So I called customer service last night. I cannot get through to anyone. I finally have to just go to bed because I've been traveling all day. I wake up in the morning and I spend 2 hours on the phone, right, with customer service, with someone who was extremely rude to me and told me that she could not handle it in the reservations department, despite the fact that in the voicemail, the gate agent told me that someone in reservations could help me. Then I hang up, I try again, I call again after also tweeting to American Airlines, also sending in a form the complaint kind of thing, just explaining the situation. And I talked to a second person who was so nice and was the only person who I did not feel pressured or disrespected by or made to feel, just the only person I had a good interaction with us. And that's why I sent in this email. And I still don't have my voucher. I have still not received an email about this. This was just it didn't have to be this way. If I had known that this was the way it was going to end up, I would have stayed on the original flight, even though apparently they were overbooked.
Mm-hmm. Sorry, I've just been taking notes of everything there. So the problem is, I'm afraid, because of the amount of time that has elapsed, we're not going to be able to issue you the voucher that was promised, I'm afraid.
Excuse me? I was told I was getting $1,000 for this, for volunteering on this flight.
No. I mean, I think they've maybe given you some incorrect information there, but you also,
Do you want me to play the voicemail to you?
Yes, please. Yeah, I would like to hear that for my record, please.
Actually, I will. I
Go ahead.
don't know. I can't do both. I would need to, because I'm on my phone right now, and if I play a voicemail, but I could send you the voicemail. Literally, and I talked to someone in customer. The person I talked to.
What did they say specifically in the voicemail?
Do you want the the voucher number? Because the voucher's not
No, I
activated.
have.
You know what? I'm mad about this because they rushed, and I asked for a paper voucher at both of the gates that I went to at American Airlines, and they were telling me they were going to take care. You know what? Like this is a scam. Like I'm being deceived here. They literally just wanted me off that flight, and because I was, I was like, okay, I can get off this flight. Like it's fine. You're overbooked. Like I'll move or whatever. And and then they didn't give me. But they gave it to this other man that was on the flight. He got his little $1,000 voucher, a little paper one. Like, maybe I just should have made more of a fuss. Maybe I should have been like a bitch at the airport.
No. I mean, the problem is, ma'am, is you didn't claim your voucher correctly. You obviously didn't listen to the instructions that were given, and that's the problem.
I wasn't given the instructions. This is unacceptable. Like this is really unacceptable. What I've been through. I have the voucher number, I have the flight number, and I have the record.
Well, look, ma'am, I mean, if you'll maybe let me finish. We're not able to issue the original voucher, but as a gesture of goodwill on behalf of the airline, we would like to send you a $25 Olive Garden gift coupon on behalf of the company.
No, that is unacceptable.
Oh.
That is unacceptable. I'm sorry. I am not. No, I'm going to get this voicemail to you. $1,000. She told me $1,000 in this voicemail. And you know what? I was being rushed around by everyone from American Airlines, being told that I wasn't going to make a flight until this morning, all because of your mistakes. Not cool.
Well, we didn't make. We didn't make.
Are you fucking kidding me?
Ma'am, there was no need for that language, please. I'm trying my best to help you out here. It is not our fault that you didn't follow the instructions and apply for the voucher at the time correctly, like the man did. I think maybe therein lies the problem. No,
I was being rushed off the plane. Excuse me, this is unacceptable. You guys are scammers. I'm literally like, I cannot. This is awful.
You're literally like, I cannot. What does that sentence mean?
I can't deal with you right now. Why? Why is this? I was told that I would get a voucher.
I understand what you're saying, ma'am, and you were also given instructions on how to redeem that voucher, which you were unable to process for whatever reason.
No one told me. They told me that they were like, it will be sent to your email. They didn't have my email on file, apparently, because I booked through JetBlue, but I was rushed onto a plane, and I asked at that desk for a paper voucher.
No. You mustn't have done that correctly, because there were several other people on that flight who were successfully given the vouchers.
Oh, my gosh. I was rushed, and they told me on this. And I have the voucher number they said it's on the file.
Yeah, no, I see the voucher number on the file here, but that voucher is for the Olive Garden gift certificate.
No, it
That
isn't.
is what that voucher number...
She told me it was for $1,000.
No, not correct. Olive Garden, I'm afraid.
What is your name?
My name is Ron, R-O-N.
Last name, please?
We don't generally give out our last names. I can give you an employee ID number.
What number?
80085.
8200.
No. Nearly. 80085.
Thank you.
See, I mean, you are hopeless at following instructions. I can see why you had a problem. Maybe if you'd had a man with you, this wouldn't have happened.
Thank you, Ron. That's so helpful.
Would you like to speak to a supervisor at all?
Love to.
I'm sorry?
I would love to speak to a supervisor.
Okie dokie. You just hold on there and I'll see if I have one available, okay, Sugar Tits? One moment.
Your call is very important to us. Please hold.
Thank you for holding your through to Scobie, supervisor with American Air. Who am I speaking with?
Hi, my name is Katie Lang.
Hello, Miss Wang. How are we doing today?
I'm a little frustrated. I just
I'm
had
very
a
sorry to hear that.
conversation with Ron.
Okay, what happened there, ma'am?
Well, I'm going to start from the beginning. Yesterday, I had a flight that I had booked with a partner airline, JetBlue, that was leaving Miami, going to LaGuardia, and it was overbooked. So when I went to the gate agent to get my seating assignment because they couldn't do it online for me, she was like, would you like to volunteer for this other flight? It was leaving right at that time. I was like, that's fine. It's going to JFK. I don't mind. I was like, I don't think I'm going to make it though, because I know how far away that gate is and I know how big this airport is. She says, you will be fine. I am telling them to hold the flight for you. I'm like, okay. I was like, can you get me transport? She was like, no, they're holding the flight for you. I get to the gate. She also takes my boarding pass. I'm like, can I get a new boarding pass? Can I get a voucher? But she's like, there's no time for that. You have to just get on the flight. I'm like, that sounds like your problem, not my problem. But I want to just get onto a flight because at this point, I don't think I'm getting on either flight because things are overbooked. I go to the other gate. I arrive there. There's no one at the desk. There's another person who was supposed to be on that flight who also didn't get on the flight, and the flight has left without us. And they tell us later on, like, someone finally shows up and they tell us that, they haven't been able to, if we had waited any longer, they would have canceled the entire flight. Then that would have been a whole issue. I'm like, okay, but like, I still need to get back to New York. And you guys told me that you guys could get me there. So they transfer to another flight that's also everyone's already on. They're like, you need to leave now. I'm like, I still don't have a boarding pass. I still don't have a voucher. This other man has a voucher. And they were like, oh, like, you know what? We will make sure you get your voucher. We will email it to you. I was like, are you sure you can email it to me? I know that I booked it through a partner flight. They're like, yes, I'm talking to the manager. There's this guy, he's apparently the manager, right? He walks me
Vaginal
onto the
discharge.
Plane.
What? What was the name of the manager you spoke to? I'm sorry?
I don't know. I don't know his name, but he was kind to me. He was like, I'm going to make sure. He's like, it will be emailed to you. I'm like, okay, thank you. Whatever. I get onto the plane. I get back to New York. The other thing too is I was told if I couldn't get onto this flight, the next flight would be Monday morning, and I had to be in New York today, right? So I do that. I get onto the flight. I check my emails. I have no email, but I do have a voicemail from the original gate agent who called me, and she said that because of what I went through, there would be $1,000 voucher for me, right? And that's what other people got. But because they don't have my email on file, she's like, you need to call customer service and talk to the reservations people, and they will be able to get you a hard copy of this or like get it for you on email. I called.
Are you pleasuring yourself right now?
What?
Are you able to play that call for me right now by chance?
Give me a minute. I'm talking on my cell phone, so I don't know if I can play voicemail while I'm on the phone with you, but I can try. Can you hear that?
Is that two fingers or?
You know what? Do you have an email address? I can send you the voicemail.
Let me see if I can pull up a valid one. Give me 1 second here. I'm sorry. Just 1 second, ma'am. Well, there are some additional notes here on the account. It looks like they went ahead and approved. I'm just seeing this now. Looks like an Olive Garden. Did they cover any of that information with you, ma'am?
No, they didn't convey any of that.
That's the only. I'm sorry. This is the only approval that I'm seeing in the system.
I don't know why.
You're saying that you got a voicemail. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
I got a voicemail and she said it would be $1,000, which I thought was kind of high for whatever.
I'd love to put it in your ass.
Then, what?
No, I'm listening.
Right. So then I tried to talk to someone this morning. They tell me that reservations can't handle it. I'm like, okay, cool. I tried calling again. I finally talked to someone who's nice to me, my first nice interaction with someone, after I submit and then we write an email together. It's fine. It's good. Basically, then she's like, she gives me my voucher number. She gives me a flight number. She confirms that the voucher is for $1,000, whatever, travel credit. She tells me to resubmit my complaint, which I rewrite. I just got called now by Ron, who, is extremely just unpleasant to me. And he also, was very condescending and a little sexist. And he told me that I was bad at following rules, that everyone else on the flight had gotten it, but that's because they weren't being rushed around. I was being rushed because everyone else had, already, they had shown up.
Is that why you were frustrated when you were passed over to me, ma'am?
What?
Is that why you said that that's the first thing that you had mentioned to me, that you were frustrated?
Frustrated, yes. And he said, and I will say verbatim.
Was that of a sexual nature, if you don't mind me asking?
He said, maybe if you'd had a man with you, this wouldn't have happened to you. And then he called me sugar toots. I'm extremely offended.
One more time.
He said, maybe if you'd had a man with you, this wouldn't have happened to you. And then he called me sugar toots.
What is that?
Do you not know what that, it's just why would you call someone that? That's a way for men to, try and degrade women.
Very interesting. All the calls are recorded, so I'll have no issue having that record pulled for you, ma'am. I can file a complaint later on today, okay?
Yeah. And I will be honest, I lost my temper.
Recording deleted.
Because he told me that all I had in my voucher was a $25 gift certificate to Olive Garden, which is very different than the voicemail I received from the gate agent. I'm just very upset because I never fly American. This is a partner airline, and I didn't have any strong feelings about not flying American before, but this whole process.
Well, I can see if I can get you approved for a all-night stay at the Ram Ranch. That's located near you. Is that something you would be interested in?
Is there what?
The Ram Ranch.
Ram Ranch? What is that?
It's a very exclusive. I should have you go ahead and pull that information up online, but there's 18 naked cowboys. It's something generally, the women these days. I'm sorry?
You're also doing this. You know what? I can't.
Ma'am,
Goodbye.
You said you were frustrated. You were sexually frustrated with the individual you had spoken to. That's why he sent you over to me.
Oh my God.
Just boring the fuck out of me, dude.
She is fucking stupid, though.